Hello everyone, this is Mikhail. I'm doing our walkthrough for Lab 3, Parcels and Topological Editing. In this lab, we worked with the Public Land Survey System, or PLSS. It's a way of uniformly subdividing and describing land in the United States. If you have any questions about anything that we've talked about in this lab, please check out these links. They are very helpful in describing these portions of the lab. And let's get started. So I'd recommend reading the legal descriptions that were given from right to left. They can be read by Range 1 East, Township 1 South, Section 19, Southeast Quarter of the Southeast Quarter. Range 1 East, Township 1 South, Section 20, Southwest Corner of the Southwest Corner. I recommend right to left because we'll be using the data from right to left. So the first part we'll use our townships and ranges, our section, and then the next section will use their sections, and then the quarters and so on and so forth. So I've already gone ahead and opened ARC. I've also gone ahead and added our study area to my map. So I'm going to first search for Utah PLSS in the ArcGIS Online. And I'm going to first add the Utah townships, and I'll deselect. So then for our townships, let's make a definition query where our township is equal to 001 and our range is equals to 001 as well. That will reduce our study area to these 4 boxes. Next, let's add our sections. Let's check out the attribute table for our section and see what we can use. We can use our range, township, and section, as well as the PLSS identifier. So I'm going to go to the attribute table and I'm going to copy the identifiers for these. So first one ends in WO, the second one ends in EO, EO. So then let's try to select by attributes and just see if this will work out this way. So let's try our PLSS identifier. And let's see what this looks like. So then we used the PLSS identifier and we got nothing for it. Let's delete one of these and see what happens. Nice. So we have a study area, but it's not the study area. So we need to further refine down our sections. So let's use our township, range, and section for our select by attributes. So let's first use our township. Range works too. And our township is equals to 001, and our sections includes the values 19, 20, 29, and 30. 18, 20. See what that looks like. And now we've got an even further reduction in our study areas. So then let's check and see. Oh, our parcel study area is right there. So then let's take these 4. I have my select tool. Have it right here. So let's take those 4 squares, remove them by exporting those as a feature, and delete the old one. There. So then after sections, let's add our quarter sections. And let's open up the sections attribute table as well as the quarter sections attribute table, and let's see what they both have. So quarter sections, our reference grid number is going to be our first division identifier. We have a PLS township identifier, and we have the same one over here. So I would recommend copying the PLSS identifier and then your first division identifiers, and then making sure to have a note that says which one is which. If you put these or paste these into a Word doc and put a comma in between them and paste the next one. You should be able to post or paste these directly into the box. So I've got all of my first division identifiers copied, and I have the PLSS identifier copied. So let's do select by attributes, and let's do where our reference grid number is equals to the numbers that we copied, and our PLSS town identifier is the one that we copied. We do need to change the middle version of our reference grid number to include the values. And let's see what is selected for us. Nice. So then let's make this hollow. And then let's zoom in. And we can see that our study area is going to be right here, because this is where our sections first wound up. So it makes the rest of our lab a little bit easier. So we can just take the interior 4 boxes and making sure to deselect the rest of our layers and export that as a new feature. Delete the old. And all right, next we're going to do our quarter. Quarter is usually down here for me. And let's open up the attribute table and see what is in here. So we have our first division identifier, we have our second division numbers, we have labels. So then let's copy our first division identifiers over to our sticky notes or our pages or whatever. I would do it both times just because I'm paranoid, but you don't have to. All right, so let's try it out. Where our first division identifier includes the values. Oh, give it a second. All right, I've got 64 selected. Let's make this hollow. Let's take the interior 4 squares that are touching every part. Let's deselect our quarter sections, and let's export this as a new feature. Remove the old. And just like that, the first part of your deliverable is done. So you'll create a map out of these sections. Yeah. So then looking at our deliverable for 1, please take note, I will be grading on the color of these sections. So please pay special attention to number 5. There's also an example that's provided for you below. And please pay attention to 6. I will be checking for 4B as well. So let's go on to COGO. So then COGO allows us to use the meets and bounds systems, as well as splitting, merging, and creating new parcels from existing features. So we'll be pretty much focusing down onto these specific polygons. So let's, all right, there we go, parcel study area. And looking at our instructions, we're told to dissolve our quarter, so we can use that to clip our study area. So let's search for the dissolve tool, dissolve. Let's use data management tools, and our input will be our quarter sections, and we can run it. All right, so then we're going to be using the quarter dissolve as our clipping feature. So then let's search for the clip tool, and we have our clip analysis tools. Our input feature will be our dissolve. Oh, just kidding. This will be our study area. Our clip features will be our dissolve, and let's run it. Let's deselect our old parcel study area, and we're just left with this. So then next, we're going to select or query this data set and get this polygon right here. So I would recommend using the select tool and just doing a pretty basic polygon like this, making sure to deselect your dissolve. I would recommend exporting this as a new feature and deleting your old one, and boom. That's how we can get our polygon stuff reduced, as well as get our COGO stuff ready for editing. So let's make sure our snapping is enabled. You can find that under the Edit tab, and we have our snapping tool right there. Or we're going to use coordinate geometry. COGO tools split the large northernmost polygon into 4 separate parcels. So first things first, we're going to create a new line feature class named Lab3 COGO. To do that, we're going to go to our catalog. Let's go back to our project. Let's go to databases. Let's right click on my project, GDB. We'll go to new feature class. This can be your lab lab03 underscore COGO, and alias can just be COGO. This is going to be a line. 1210 is good. And let's search for COGO, enable COGO. So once we enable COGO, it's going to open up a separate window for us, and we're going to input our line features. Input it, run it, and COGO will be ready for COGOing. Moving on to 6, we're going to go to the Edit tab, and we're going to go to the Modify. And then we're looking for traverse. Or we can just search for it. Traverse. So when I click on traverse, it opens up another window for me. And I'm just going to put my starting point in the top northeastern corner. So then when I place that point, I can start entering the directions, distance, radius, and arc length of each of these points. So then I'll go through the first one as an example and leave the rest to all of you. So I have S0-47-02W with a distance of 377.27 feet. We can click the green button to get a new one. And we can also see that our line right here has continued. Next, we have our N88-48-05W with a distance of 33.7. N1-11-55E with a distance of 37.38. Another line. S89-38-46E with a distance of 331.07. So then if we're in the Edit tab, we can hit the Save button, save all of our edits, and I'd recommend just hitting Enter and then Escape to get a clear new one. So that's how we can work with COGO to get our line features in there. So then, please stop. Thank you. Next, I'm going to skip ahead to the paste special portion. So then for us to do paste special, we have to do our featured polygon on our line feature. So then we're looking for our feature to polygon tool. Let's search for our data management, and then let's input our COGO features and run it. Let's save any pending edits we have just in case, and we can deselect our old COGO. So this is where it can get kind of annoying, but thankfully, it's not that bad. It's just unintuitive. So then let's have our COGO feature to polygon layer above our PLSS quarter layer. And all we're going to do is instead of copying it through here, we're going to select it first. So we're going to select our line feature, or however we want to do it. Now we're going to copy, and then once we click down here, the paste special button is going to go away. Now, what's not intuitive about this is we have to click the modify button first for us to get that paste special button to pop back up. It's going to be paste special, and we're given a box to just make changes to the layers if we wanted to. So I want to paste this layer into our quarter layer, and I also want to keep the source attribute values. So press OK. I'm just going to save that, and then also press the green check mark in the box right here. And if I did this correctly, booyah! Wait, edit, clear. Ha! That's how you can special paste an object into there. So yeah, that is the end of this walkthrough slash demo for lab 3. I hope this helps, and I hope you have a good week. All right.